At 11:03 this morning, we are coming on the air with breaking news. The attorney for the first grade teacher shot by her student in Newport News is set to hold a news conference any minute now. We're told it's about 60 seconds away. We are going to learn more information about Abby Zwerner's condition. That, of course, is the first grade teacher at Richneck Elementary School who was shot about 3 weeks ago by that first grade student. At this news conference, we expect to hear from the attorney, Diane Toscano, to talk about the shooting, to talk about Zwerner's condition, to talk about next steps from here. Of course, no charges have been filed in this case. It won't be up to this attorney to file any charges, but perhaps we will get some perspective from where the Zwerner family stands on this investigation. Now, these remarks come less than a week after Riverside Health System confirmed that Zwerner was released from the hospital. So that teacher, of course, still has a long recovery process ahead of her, but she is out of the hospital and continuing her recovery as an outpatient at home. This, of course, is a shooting that has gathered attention not just here in the Hampton Roads, but nationwide and, in fact, worldwide because of the shocking value behind it. A 6-year-old who brought a gun to school, not only bringing a gun to school, getting it past any kind of inspection. We learned in the recent weeks that there was, in fact, an inspection of the child's backpack, of which no gun was found. It is a shocking story. In fact, we expect to learn more right now. Here's the attorney.
And I'm with Toscano Law Group, the founder. I represent Abby Zwerner. I'm going to make a statement and I will not be taking any questions. First, just a little bit about my law firm for those who don't know about us. We are based in Virginia Beach and focus on state and federal criminal defense and civil litigation. I'm a former prosecutor turned defense attorney, and I've been litigating cases in this community for more than 15 years. Abby Zwerner is the best of us, an optimistic, dedicated, and caring elementary school teacher who endured the unthinkable, being shot purposely by a 6-year-old student in front of her first grade class while teaching. I have been with Abby twice since she left the hospital, and I communicate with her daily. I can report to you that she is home recovering and gaining strength every day. We are grateful for the outpouring of support that Abby has received from teachers, students, and parents in this community and across the country. But the road to full recovery will be long, and as her physical condition improves, the psychological wounds cut deeply and remain fresh, and the psychological scars will be lasting. I admire Abby's courage and her unwavering care for her students, their education, and their health and welfare. And we want to thank all the teachers in Newport-News who sacrifice each day and strive to provide a safe and healthy educational environment to their students. We especially want to thank Abby's fellow teachers at Richneck Elementary, who unfortunately are living this nightmare along with her. These teachers are selfless. One teacher even went into the classroom after Abby was shot and restrained the shooter until police arrived. See, Abby and these other teachers at Richneck Elementary School tried to do the right thing on January 6th, the day of the shooting. On that day, over the course of a few hours, 3 different times, school administration was warned by concerned teachers and employees that the boy had a gun on him at the school and was threatening people. But the administration could not be bothered. This tragedy was entirely preventable if the school administrators responsible for school safety had done their part and taken action when they had knowledge of imminent danger. But instead, they failed to act and Abby was shot. When the first incident of the day happened, at around 11:15 to 11:30 a.m., Abby went to a school administrator. As was protocol, to tell them that the 6-year-old had threatened to beat up another child that same day. But the school administration could not be bothered. They didn't call security, they didn't remove the student from the classroom, the school administration failed to act. Later on, around 12:30 p.m., when another teacher went to a school administrator, as was protocol, and told the administrator that she, the teacher, took it upon herself to search the book bag of the boy that was suspected to have brought the gun to school. The teacher then tells that same administrator that she believes the boy put the gun in his pocket before going outside for recess. But the administration could not be bothered. The administrator downplayed the report from the teacher and the possibility of a gun, saying, and I quote, "Well, he has little pockets." This is outrageous. Given the opportunity to call the police over a report of a potentially armed student, the school administrator failed to act and protect the school. Shortly after 1 p.m., when a third teacher tells administrators of another boy who is crying and fearful, that he bravely confesses to his teacher that the perpetrator showed him the gun at recess and threatened to shoot him if he told anybody. What did administrators do? Did administrators call the police? No. Did administrators lock down the school? No. Did the administrators evacuate the building? No. Did they confront the student? No. When a fourth employee who heard about the danger asked the administrator for permission to search the boy, he was denied. He was told to wait the situation out because the school day was almost over. Let that sink in. Tragically, almost an hour later, violence struck Richneck Elementary School. Abby Zwerner was shot in front of those horrified kids, and this school and community are living the nightmare. All because the school administration failed to act. Were they not so paralyzed by apathy, they could have prevented this tragedy. This morning, I sent notice to the Newport-News School Board of the intent to file a lawsuit on Abby's behalf. This should have never happened. It was preventable. And thank God Abby is alive. But had the school administrators acted in the interest of their teachers and their students, Abby would not have sustained a gunshot wound to the chest, a bullet that remains dangerously inside her body. 3 weeks ago, Abby was a cheery young woman with a big heart and loved educating young people. She had a very bright future and a career she loved. Today, she's between surgeries and physical therapy appointments with a career in question. How could anyone find the courage to confidently face a class of students again? I hope the Newport-News School District will do the right thing, and everyone should pay close attention to their response, because will they send a message that teachers are expendable? That this is just a hazard of the job if you teach Newport-News? Their response will hover over this community and this school district for decades. And since they can't roll back time and undo the callousness of the bureaucracy, they can do the right thing and admit what went wrong and fix it and take care of Abby now. Thank you.
All right, just getting some brand new information from the attorney of Abby Zwerner. That was Diane Toscano, an attorney hired by the Zwerner family, and she just gave us a lot of brand new information. While it could take some time for this case to work its way through criminal court, if it ever gets to that point, again, you're dealing with a 6-year-old shooter here. We just found out it's certainly going to be working its way through civil court. That attorney, on behalf of Zwerner, has just filed a lawsuit, the intent, rather, to file a lawsuit against Newport News Public Schools for what she says is their administration not being bothered on the day of the shooting to do anything to prevent it. She says that this shooting was entirely preventable, and then went on to give 4 instances throughout the day. Let's list those real quick. She says the first incident was at 11:15 in the morning when Abby, the teacher who would later be shot, said the 6-year-old threatened to beat up another child. In the attorney's words, the administration could not be bothered. An hour later at 12:30, she says another teacher told administration she searched the backpack because she feared there was a gun in that backpack, but could not find it. And then about an hour later, 1 p.m., the third instance, according to this attorney, a third teacher told administration of a boy who was shown that gun during recess by the 6-year-old who would later shoot the teacher, Abby Zwerner. A fourth instance, a fourth employee, according to this attorney, asked for permission to search the boy and was denied because, quote, the school day was almost over. So that's the account by the attorney, Diane Toscano, who was able to piece together some events of the day that her client was later shot by a 6-year-old. And because of those instances she just laid out, she says she intends to file a lawsuit against Newport News Public Schools on behalf of her client, Abby Zwerner. Now, where does that lead us today? I can tell you that the future of leadership at Newport News Public Schools is very much up in the air. We've learned that Superintendent Dr. George Parker could lose his job in just about 6 hours. The school board is calling a special meeting at 6 p.m. tonight, and we've learned the school board will vote whether to approve a separation agreement and a severance package for that superintendent. You know, it's been a rough couple years for Newport News Public Schools. Before Richneck, there had also been shootings at Heritage and Menchville High Schools, all within the last 18 months. Superintendent Parker has faced a line of criticism in the wake of those shootings, and tonight, during that meeting, board members could also appoint an interim superintendent if the vote goes through to part ways with Dr. Parker. And of course, now there's discussion of this potential civil lawsuit coming from Zwerner. We will have complete coverage of that meeting tonight, 6 p.m. with the school board, on air, online, and on 13newsnow.com as that board votes to potentially part ways with Superintendent Parker. And of course, we will have a recap of this news conference coming up on 13 News Now at noon. Some stunning new developments coming from the attorney of Abby Zwerner of what exactly went down in the hours leading up to that shooting at Richneck Elementary some 3 weeks ago. I'm Dan Kennedy reporting.